obviously, the passing of Jerry Remy. I'm not ready to quite go there yet. I think I want to write something. I want to be able, like, I think I want what I have to say about Jerry to be something that I've taken the time to process first and think about and reflect on and be able to read over, make sure that I've done it justice type deal. And yeah, I mean, yesterday was a really fucking hard day. I mean, like I've always kind of been like, I react very, very delayed to things like that. like if someone dies, like it may not hit me till like the next day or the day after before I really like have like an emotional response to it. So I had learned about it the night before, and I didn't like look to confirm it because I didn't want to believe it. Like someone had reached out and been like, "Hey, if you say anything about this, like keep my name private." But Jerry Remy passed. Just wanted to let you know. And I read it. I didn't react to it. I didn't text anyone to be like, "Is this true?" I just kind of hoped that it wasn't. And then the next morning I woke up and it was true. So I at least somewhat had a heads up to be able to brace myself for it. I don't think it made it any easier. But yeah, I think in Boston there probably was no one more synonymous with the Red Sox. I mean, obviously there's been other figures like David Ortiz and even Don Orsillo before he left, but the consistency of and this is what like I'm excited for you and the opportunity that you'll have in Oakland is that baseball fans, like they're watching 162 games a year, and at least the diehard ones are or close to it. And I've made this point about the baseball broadcaster's responsibility to be that extra ingredient that help grows the game by injecting, passion and humor and knowledge and insight into a baseball broadcast. And when you're watching baseball every single night, that broadcaster has the opportunity to become the equivalent of like a family member to a baseball fan. Like you're spending so much time with this person. Like say for someone like my age, it's like, you're not calling your dad and talking to him on the phone for 3.5 hours every single night for 6 months at a time. You're just not doing that. So, you feel like you spend time with these people that are on baseball broadcasts if you are sitting there to watch 162 games a year. And with Jerry, it was like, I grew up listening to him on the broadcast, and then I got to meet him when I just graduated high school. I was like, I don't know, 3-4 months out of high school, and we did that Red Sox Nation president thing. I mean, it was my first time. I mean, like I'm still introverted, and I think I've just done like through repetition, I've gotten rid of like being skittish about being on camera or being on TV or being in front of people. But when I was class president my junior year of high school, and every time that like we had to speak in front of the class, I wouldn't do it. I would make the VP do it. I was like, I can't even speak in front of people that I know. So that Red Sox Nation president debate thing was, they were just like, hey, by the way, you made the top 12 candidates, whatever it was. You're going on Nesson to be on a debate that's moderated by Tim Russett of like the Meet the Press, and Jerry Remy's gonna be there, and it's gonna be like this whole thing. And I was like, what the fuck? It was just trial by fire. And that was the first day that I met Jerry, and he couldn't have been kinder and more considerate to the fact that I was freaking the fuck out about having to do this. And they put his podium next to mine, and in between like commercial breaks, like he would walk over to like the podium and be like, you're doing great, kid. Like, just, like no one can tell that you're nervous. Like, you're speaking with confidence. Like, he was like giving me pointers on like how to have like stage presence, like through his years of broadcasting, knowing that like I was upfront about it. I was like, dude, I don't even know if I can do this. I don't even know. And I mean, he had known me for 3 minutes. And then during the playoffs in 2007, the Red Sox won the World Series that year. And I think that they were doing some Nesson stuff, their post game. They were doing it outside, kind of like where Fox was doing their coverage outside then. And he was like, hey, because they had named, I think, before game 1 of the division series was when they announced like Jerry Remy won. He's the president of Red Sox Nation, blah, blah, blah. And it was the first time that I saw him after he won. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, congrats. And he was like, don't worry. Like, he's like, I got a position for you, blah, blah, blah. And then that was the next year when they did all the governors, which was basically like a fan representative for every state. So I was like the governor of Massachusetts. And like, that's where that came from. And then we just kind of like kept in touch, and that's when I started writing my book, and he wrote the foreword to the book. I mean, it was really fucking nice. Like, my mom posted it. Just like he could have written one paragraph being like, yeah, like, he's a big fan. We love and appreciate the support for like, he could have just wrote some like generic bullshit, and like, it was very like personalized, which was awesome. But yeah, I mean, Jerry, it's one of those things in like Dallas, this when you are either working for or with or around a baseball team, there's such like a sense of like community and family because everyone's there every day and everyone's around each other every day. And it doesn't matter like if you're a player, if you're a ticket taker, if you're in the press box, whatever, like everyone is like so super connected to each other. So Jerry, he meant a lot to a lot of people, and it was cool to see all the tributes from the writers and some of the players that spend time with him in the clubhouse, or they're like, yeah, like he would text me, or like sit next to me on the plane on like the road and shit like that. Just all different types of involvement being around the team. And Jerry had the time of day for all of them. And this is a guy that talked about having depression and not being a big people person, like when they would go on the road, like he was notorious for, I go to the park, I call the game, I go back to the hotel, I go in my room, I stay in my room, I come back tomorrow. Like that was Jerry. And for someone like that, and I can totally relate to that now at this stage of my life, for him to still have the energy for all those people and for them to have all these like super positive experiences for someone that, was like that is crazy. But yeah, I think it'll just be one of those things where, it'll like, I think it was Eckersley that was like, yeah, it'll just, Fenway won't be the same. And it won't because, his broadcast partners, like some of them have come and go, and there's been different combinations and all of that. But, the one constant was Jerry Remy. And, he was one of those guys that played for the team. He grew up around here, and then he got to broadcast here. So, I mean, the Red Sox were in his blood through and through. So, I mean, you can't teach that. You can't teach, lifelong passion and love for a specific team. So that will be sorely missed. His voice, his sense of humor, his knowledge, all of that will be very much missed. And I'll miss him personally. And I don't know. I felt awkward when people were saying sorry to me. I was like, no. Like this is all of us. Like we all lost Jerry. He was all special to all of us. So, yeah, it'll be difficult to listen to games without him, but that'll be his legacy. Is that people just want to be remembered. At the end of the day, you want to be able to make an impact, and when you're not there anymore, you want people to notice that, and it will 1,000% be noticed. So that's all I got on that.
That was very, very well said, very heartfelt, my friend, and there's no doubt that the RemDawg deserves every bit of your love and attention, as well as everybody else from Red Sox Nation, everybody else from baseball. And you're right. We are a family, and anytime you lose somebody like this, it hurts the heart of everyone there locally. It hurts the heart of everyone involved in the game. And it was a very sad day, but I have taken solace in reading some of those exchanges and Don Orsillo's threads just about their time spent together. And, I mean, RemDawg was a fucking real one, man.
Mm-hmm.
A real one.
He was one of one.
So my heart to you, my heart to the Red Sox fan base, and to everybody else impacted by the loss of Jerry Remy. Gone, but absolutely never, ever forgotten. We love you, RemDawg. We gone.